Som guttunge i Bangkok, Thailand, hvor jeg var misjonærsønn, så var en del av mine beste venner var fra India. Det var kameratene mine. Gjennom hele livet har jeg vært glad i India. Og nå i dag så skal vi få lov til å lage en TV-samtale her på den indiske ambassade med den indiske ambassadøren til Norge, hans eksellense, Dr. B. Bala Bhaskar. Dette gleder jeg meg til. What a privilege to meet you here, Your Excellency, Dr. B. Bala Bhaskar. Thank you for receiving us here.
Thank you, Reverend Pastor Torp. It was really nice of you being a pastor. You have such a keen interest in developing or in forging greater relationship between India and Norway, and your enthusiasm to discover India more. I appreciate that. I am really privileged that you gave me an opportunity.
Well, thank you, sir. You know, I'm intrigued by India. I mean, I think it's the most populous democracy in the world. Is that correct?
Yes, it is true, and it's more not only populous, it is popular.
Yeah.
And it is the biggest democracy.
Yes.
And it is also a country of great diversity.
Yeah.
You know, so that's and also it's a land of spirituality. You know, a lot of spiritual activism takes place in this country. So that way, it's a great place.
Yes. You know, as a missionary son in Thailand, one of my very best friends was a young boy from New Delhi named Vinich Chowdhury, and he taught me to love cricket. So it's a nation of people we find everywhere.
Yes.
Indians are really a traveling people also.
India's yes, they travel, but they are you know, they are more keen on discovering the world. I would put it as discovering the world rather than travel. So Indians have that curiosity to discover the world, to understand the world, to integrate with the world, and bring back the values, the knowledge, and the diversities back to India, and also to you know, absorb into themselves. This is in my view, it is the primary objective of Indians traveling abroad.
Exactly. Now in Norway, I believe we have some 25 to 30,000 people from India who are integrated into Norwegian society and culture.
Yes. Yes, you know, they are the people who came in the particularly early 70s and 80s, where Norway was transforming as a great economy and also undergoing a technological revolution. Our people, people from Indian origin, they came here, they contributed for the speedy development and technology progress and economic development of Norway. So as a diplomat, as ambassador, I am proud that my countrymen are part of this development of this great nation, and happy to note that, you know, every cross section of Norwegians, they appreciate Indians, their talent.
Very popular people in Norway.
Very popular, their talent, their scientific approach, their engineering skills, their medical skills, and their as a good citizens, you know, that is most important aspect. So that way I am happy that my people of my country origin are very much doing well here.
Even a couple of years ago, I had an eye surgery, and the chief surgeon was from India.
Yes,
Here in Oslo.
So yeah, India, I mean, doctors, you know, India has Indian doctors have a great clinical sense, the paramount clinical sense, because they see wide, large number of patients. An average, a doctor in India, on an average, either it in private or in government, they see 100 to 200 patients a day. It's so enormous clinical experience, because you have no time to really go into investigations with that kind of people. So, doctors just by looking at the people and their general problems, they have that ability to diagnose the problem. So, this is the very important quality of Indian doctors.
You know, even in London, my wife and I have a very good friend from India. She's a psychiatrist and
Yes, yes.
treats young criminals in
Yes,
London,
yes.
even
No,
into that field of medicine.
Good. I am happy that you have good experiences.
Yeah.
with Indian
Also, in our church, we've had many Indians through the years. One of them is, we're very proud of him. He works in the Bank of Norway at high level in computer security. And that's another attest to how the Indian impact on Norway. But of course, there's a very famous young Indian in Norway now. His parents came to Norway in that period you were telling about, probably in the 80s. His name is Himanshu Gulati,
Yes, yes.
Member of Parliament.
Yes.
I had him on my show 3 months ago, and that must be a real testimony of the integration and impact of people of Indian origin.
Yes, I'm happy that Mr. Himanshu Gulati has occupied important positions in Norway. He is not only that he is manifestation of growing India's strength here, but he is a very young and very knowledgeable and emotionally very balanced person.
Yeah,
who takes a very objective views on various aspects. So, I am happy that he's shaping up well, and we want more and more such people to come to have greater bridges between India and Norway.
That is so good. Now, sir, you have a rich background. Of course, you're a family man, but you're an engineer, you're a diplomat, and you're an economist.
Yes.
So that makes for a pretty broad approach to diplomacy.
Yes.
Which countries have you served in, sir, as a diplomat?
Initially, I started my career in Egypt as a young diplomat. Then I studied Arabic there also in American University, Cairo. Then from there I went to Saudi Arabia. I worked in Jeddah for 3 years. From then I went as India's representative to Palestine during Yasser Arafat's time. And then from there I went to India, and then I served in Ministry of External Affairs, my foreign ministry, in various capacities as Deputy Secretary again in the same West Asia and also in the Southeast Asia. Then I was Director Latin American countries. From there I went to Washington as a Counselor and Minister there, Commerce. Then from there I went to Beijing as Deputy Chief of Mission to China, and then came back to Delhi as the Joint Secretary in charge of all the West Asia, North Africa and Gulf regions. Then after that I am posted here.
And for how long do you expect to be in Norway?
No, normally our tenures, any diplomatic tenure is 3 years.
Yeah.
Normally.
So have you seen any of Norway yet?
Yes, I visited mostly southern part of Norway. I went to Bergen 2 times. I went to Stavanger. I went to Kristiansand. I went to Svalbard. I went to Trondheim. So it's
You've seen a lot.
Yes, some parts. I cannot say. I feel still lot to see in Norway.
Yeah. Now, you bring a rich diplomatic heritage with you to Norway. And what do you see as the main role of you as the Ambassador of India, Your Excellency, in Norway?
Yes, Reverend Torp, and it's a very, I feel that it's a very challenging task. India-Norway relations are characterized by innovation and niche area technology collaborations. This is a very, very qualitative relationship. It's not like voluminous, it's more qualitative, which can bring incremental changes in the lives of two people. India is a very big country and a big market, but Norway, while it is a small country, but technologically it is emerging as a major hub, and it spends lot of resources on R&D, which we could not match with Norway. So India, over a period of time, Norway produced, made many advancements in niche area technologies like oil and gas, blue economies, marine, engineering, then energy, shipping, fisheries. All these areas are very, very sophisticated technology in tunneling, geophysical expertise, water. So these are the very important technologies that India needs for bringing changes, socio-economic and technological changes in India. So that way India's Norway's contribution and India's technological progress also will be highly valued. I think as ambassador, if I could take this level of cooperation to much higher level, and that will have a major impact, the technological changes. For example, there are a group of 20 companies from Norway. Recently, 2-3 days back, they launched a hydrogen mission in India.
Wow.
Yeah. So they will be is a cluster of 20, it's called a H2 cluster, hydrogen cluster.
Yes.
The main objective of these companies is to develop energy, battery fuel cells based on hydrogen. This is the cleanest energy technology so far in the world, and this is the most advanced. So if we could take this mission forward, it can bring huge revolution in India's energy area, particularly in the transportation sector to begin with. India's 60% of India's energy sector is allocated to transport sector.
Yeah.
So if Norwegian companies can work in an effective manner, it can really bring revolutionary changes in the energy technologies in India. Similarly, several Norwegian companies are working in India in offshore wind, solar, and then hydropower. So they are not only that they are they are investing like fertilizers also, but they are bringing modern technologies. So that can change economic activity in India to a qualitatively different level. So I think as this is a very, very it is a very appropriate and a privilege for me to be India's ambassador in Norway at this moment of advanced technological collaboration.
Sir, I'm a pastor, so my competency is in spirituality, but it gives me the chills to hear you talk like this, because this is amazing how nations can contribute to each other.
Yes, thank you, Reverend Pastor. I mean, what I said is what is happening.
Yeah, yeah. Now, as you noted, you have professional people in Norway in various capacities. What areas do you think should be enhanced from India to Norway?
Yeah, that's also, thank you for asking this important question. See, first of all, as I mentioned to you, this is a high-end technology collaboration. It's, any technology, if you introduce new technology, you need skills also, right? While Norway has the technology, the technology implementation needs, modern technology implementation needs modern skills also.
Yes.
Means that skills, of course, Indian engineers and doctors, scientists are immensely contributing in Norway in the technology development.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, there are a large number of scholars from India working in various areas in energy,
Universities.
biotech, medicine,
Yes.
postdoctorate and faculty.
Wow.
All these they are immensely contributing
Yes.
for the technological revolution, technological advancement in Norway, and bringing these technologies is also into India. But implementation of the technology needs lot of skills. You need to train new engineers, you need to train technicians, so you can have a quantum jump in their in their performance if you properly train them. So that kind of training, India has a large pool of skills. Is a land of skills also.
Yes.
As I mentioned, apart from the land of spirituality, India is also a land of skills.
Exactly.
So we need to tone those skills and make them partners in this new technological revolution. I think that is a very important aspect. Similarly, like for example in pharmaceutical sector,
Absolutely.
India has a great expertise.
Yeah.
If you see 75% of the vaccines all over the world are supplied from India.
Amazing.
So, and India is
So that's why Trump is a friend of your president, of your prime minister.
I think everyone is friend of India, has no enemies.
Yes.
India is we call it Ajata Shatru, means India has no enemies, because we never seek.
Beautiful.
India is a peace loving country. We never seek enmity, and we peace, non-violence is a hallmark of our Indian civilization. So we have friends only everywhere.
I love to hear this, sir. Now, you mentioned the spirituality and the diversity. Of course, as a Christian and pastor, I'm fascinated by the story of how St. Thomas in the Bible came to India almost 2,000 years ago, and has impacted a lot of India. But it's a nation of such diversity: Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Jews, Buddhists, Christians. How is that?
No, that is the beauty of India. That is the strength of India. That is how India, as I mentioned, it's a land of spirituality. Spirituality doesn't have any barriers. It's beyond, it cuts across all religions. And India is a country which nurtured every religion on the earth. You name any religion. We have nurtured them.
Absolutely.
They came to India. They have grown. They have propagated. They contributed for the diversity and strengths of India, spirituality of India. So everyone has contributed to India. Every religion has contributed to India's growth of spirituality, India's growth of diversity, and India's culture of tolerance. So it's no surprise. Someone who is born in India, it is not surprise to me that India has so many religions, so many regions, because that's how we are born, generations over generations.
Exactly. Sir, one thing that, in my experience, binds people together in most cultures of the world and religions is family. That's also a very strong foundation of the Indian nation.
Correct. India has, since it is an ancient society, it has been evolving over a period of time. And the family is the cornerstone of India's civilization, because that is where, if there is a peace in the family, if there is a harmony in the family, the nation also will be harmonious, the more peaceful. So we have struck the roots of the issue to create harmony in the family. That's why we have developed a very well developed joint family system, where people are taken care in different ways, and then children are nurtured, children are taken care, they are educated, the wisdom is transferred from various people in the family to the next generations.
Yeah.
So, this is how and then if you ask me, Reverend Pastor, why Indians have been so successful, this is the one of the root causes of Indians success abroad.
This is music in my
Yes,
ears, sir.
yes, sir. Because Indian parenting is very unparalleled, is very unique.
Yeah.
Because of course, Norway has a different concept, but the objective of Norway and objective of India are same, to see that
Certainly the Norwegian traditions are
yeah,
the same. Yeah.
because our approaches may be different, but the objective of parenting, taking care
Absolutely.
of the children, taking care of the people as individuals, that paramount importance to dignity of a child.
I must say amen.
No. Is him. You may have differences in approach, but in India also we have same. We give a lot of importance to children, and as I mentioned to you, one of the main reasons for success of Indians is India's parenthood, unparalleled parenthood. The way children are taken care, the way children are nurtured, as I mentioned earlier, for many members of in the family. For example, for one of the children may not be doing well in education, but it is very difficult for a parent or father sometimes to tell a child. But there are other people whom they can strike a better equation.
An uncle,
grandparents,
a
maybe brothers, uncles.
Yes.
So many ways of dealing with the child. That is, in a way, it is also a kind of psychological, extending psychological support to problems of children. If a child is not behaving well, there may be some reasons. So, it is a traditional way of psychological addressing the problem of child. In a modern ways we call it psychiatric approach, psychological approach, but it has been there in Indian society from ages.
Exactly.
So, that is why parenthood makes the children encourage the children to go for schooling, education, and they also encourage every parent encourages children to study mathematics, science, as you mentioned, Reverend Pastor, before about the science. So, this is hallmark of India's Indians success.
Sir, you have passion when you talk about this.
Yes.
It's so fun to hear
No,
that.
I don't know it is a passion, but I am as someone who has grown up
Yes.
in the rural areas of India, who have come up to
In
this
Andhra
level.
Pradesh,
Yeah.
where
and
I've been.
then, seen
Beautiful areas.
Yeah. Come up myself, as a party to this kind of socio-economic changes and developments in India. So, I am a witness to that. So, more than passion, I would say that I am trying to convey what we have experienced as a child, as an engineer, as a citizen, about all these aspects.
Exactly. Sir, another of my good friends from India, when I grew up, his name was Onkar Singh, and the name Singh, of course, says that he's a Sikh, and his mother was Kaur, right? I was very close to them. I was often in their home, and they were tailors. And I noticed that everyone in the family worked together to help each other. There's a real work ethic among people of India.
Yes.
Hardworking.
Yes, hardworking, and also as I mentioned, India is a land of skills. Also, India has been very good in small and medium level industries. That is how the knowledge of such skills are transferred from generation to generation while they study, and they also learn the work. So, it is the traditionally India's way of imparting skills through family and through their traditions. I think this is very, very unique.
So I know you're a scientist, so obviously you're a factual man. But what's your dream for the future?
Yeah, first of all, as a diplomat, I want to see India grow well. India has a lot of challenges. I mean, it's a big country, but it has also many challenges. Large number of people are still to be uplifted from the in the economy, and we need to invest a lot in their education. We need to go for major R&D development. We need technology from every part of the world. We need investments from every part of the world. We need Indians to go overseas and bring back knowledge, wisdom, and then scholarship to India. So, as a diplomat, if I could do make little contribution in these challenges, that will be my biggest contribution. What else can be more fulfilling than that for a diplomat or a responsible citizen of India to see my country go forward, and also see that my countrymen all over the world are well respected.
Sir, while you're in Norway these next 3 years, is there a place you'd like to see that you haven't seen yet?
First of all, I have to, Reverend Pastor, I have to visit you.
Yes, you're welcome to our home, sir.
Yeah. See, and
you and your wife.
Yes, I would like to visit. I understand that you have a beautiful place in the mountains, so that will be my will be privilege for me to come there. And then I have to discover Norway. Norway has been endowed with nature. Nature has given so many things to Norway, and I would like to discover more and more Norway, more and more Norwegian culture, traditions, because yours is also a great success story. For last Norway's progress also has happened in last 30-40 years.
Yes.
And that is an amazing success story. I mean, I would like to understand more about how you have transformed yourself, how you made so much of progress in the technology. Obviously there are certain traits and strengths that may brought you here. I think discovering those secrets, I would say, is also, I think, very important agenda of mine.
Wonderful. So, and then after 3 years, you don't know which country you'll go to.
That's all, First, I'm only focusing on what I should do here.
Well, I look forward, hopefully, to see you many times in Norway, sir. Your Excellency, such an honor to be with you in your embassy here, and that you would also honor me by being on this show. And I may extend my deepest, heartfelt love and honor to you and your family, and God's richest blessing over you and your house, sir.
Thank you, Reverend Pastor Torp, and it was really a great pleasure and honor for me to know you, to associate with you, and your passion for India, and the kind of memories that you carry from India. I think it's great, and I would look forward to see more of you, and then cooperate with you. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you once again.